Saba's stories. The Forbidden Fruit. In the previous parts of the story of Adam and Hava, we saw that after God created man, he asked the angels to prostrate before him. All the angels accepted God's command, but Iblis did not prostrate to Adam. He was expelled from the door of God and the land of angels. In return for his several thousand years of worship, Iblis asked God for respite to live until the end of the world. On the other hand, he said that he makes all people forget the remembrance of God. He makes them sin and makes them his followers. Iblis, who could not see the happiness of Adam and Hava in paradise, encouraged Adam and Hava to eat the forbidden fruit. He succeeded in deceiving them with many tricks. They also went to the forbidden fruit and ate it. And now the story continues. Adam and Hava changed their situation after eating the forbidden fruit. Heavenly clothes came out of them. They were ashamed to see themselves and regretted their work. But it was no use. God commanded and said, "Now that you do not know the value of heaven and happiness, go out. It has been proved to you that you are being deceived and you are wronging yourself. You must go and live in the land. Heaven is not a place for sinners. There will inevitably be enmity between you and Satan on earth, and you must avoid his temptation until the day of judgment. Go to the land. After that, you have to work and cultivate the land yourself. Live hard in it and try not to harm each other. Whoever commits a sin will not have a share of comfort and peace and will definitely regret it." Adam and Hava were expelled from heaven and sent to earth. They say that a person cried for many years of regret and then gradually got used to living on earth. They provided their means of living with the help of each other. First, they made clothes for themselves from tree leaves and then from animal skins. Then they started farming with their thoughts and intelligence and got help from some animals. In the first days, they lived in the cave and in the heart of the mountain. Then they built houses little by little and invented new things every day. One day, a man was plowing the land with an ox. The ox disobeyed. Adam also hit the cow on the head with a stick. The cow said, "Why are you hitting me on the head?" Adam said,
"Because you don't listen to me and disobey me."
Cow said, "How unfair are you? You also disobeyed in heaven, but God did not touch you. You have no right to hit me either." Adam was ashamed and said to God,
"God, I confess my sin and I know that I made a big mistake. I will punish it too. But I can't bear the blame of this and that every day. Make these animals and not blame me every day."
From that day onward, by God's will, animals could not talk to humans. Adam and Hava gradually had children and their heads warmed to their lives. After that, they could tolerate the distance from heaven more easily. Their first children were twins. A boy named Habil and a beautiful girl who was his sister. Once again, two more children were born together. Gabal and his sister. Years passed. Habil and Gabal and their sisters grew up. One wanted them to get married and have children so that the number of people would increase and try to settle the land. Adam chose the wives of Habil and Gabal. Habil obeyed his father's order. But Gabal was not satisfied. Satan also used this opportunity and tempted Gabal to be jealous of Habel. Adam advised Gabal, but he did not listen. Satan said to Gabal,
"Your father wants to wrong you, and he loves your brother more than you."
Gabal became pessimistic about his brother with Satan's words and started to oppose Habel, and there was an argument between them. One day, Adam said to them, "It is better for each of you to take a vow to sacrifice in front of God. I pray that God will send fire and mark one of them. Whoever accepts the gift of God, the most beautiful girl becomes his wife." They agreed to accept the result of the lottery. Habel's work was a shepherd. He went and brought one of his sheep, which was the best and biggest. Gabal's job was agriculture. He separated the worst parts from the wheat he harvested, and gathered a bunch and brought it with him. Both brothers placed their vows on the hill. Adam sat between two hills and prayed. A fire came and burned Habel's sheep. Adam said, "God has accepted Habel's vow, because he gave the best thing he had as a gift to God. Therefore, she is a beautiful woman for Habel." Although Gabal did not have pure intentions, he also used a trick in choosing the wheat. He did not accept the result of the lottery and said to Habel, "I do not accept this lottery. This lottery is not correct. I will kill you." Habel said,
I have no sin. Even if you raise a hand against me, I will not lay a hand against you. I fear God. Let all the sins fall on your neck. The punishment of the sinner is hell.
Gabal, who could not accept the reality, took Habel's jealousy to heart. One day, away from his parents' eyes, he picked up a stone and hit Habel on the head and killed him, and cursed him. It was he who decided to hide Habel's body. He did not know where to take it and what to do with it. Here too, the devil approached him again. The devil changed himself into a crow and attacked the other crow and killed him. Then he hid the carcass of the crow under the soil. When Gabal saw this scene, he took Habel's body and hid it in a corner under the dirt. Then he returned to the house. But he was very disturbed and was not comfortable in his sleep. After a few days passed since Habel went missing, Adam searched everywhere for him. He found out about him from Gabal. Gabal replied, "I don't know what happened to Habel, unless I was his guard." Adam, who knew that Habel was destroyed by Gabal, looked at Gabal with anger and said,
You have done a bad thing. You destroyed both your brother and yourself. Your punishment is death.
Gabal, who was ashamed of his father's blame and was afraid of death, became more and more worried and regretful every day. Finally, he went to the desert out of shame and wandered in the desert for years. Adam and Hava were very sad about these events. Every day they remembered their past happiness and the comfort they had in heaven. But they had no choice but to wait. On the other hand, the grief of losing their children also bothered them a lot. To be continued.